Whatever you are, be a good one. Do I not destroy my enemies when I make them my friends? Folks are usually about as happy as they make their minds up to be. My great concern is not whether you have failed, but whether you are content with your failure. The best way to predict your future is to create it. Nearly all men can stand adversity, but if you want to test a man's character, give him power. Character is like a tree and reputation like its shadow. The shadow is what we think of it. The tree is the real thing. I will prepare, and someday my chance will come. Always bear in mind that your own resolution to succeed is more important than any other. Whatever you are, be a good one. I am a slow walker, but I never walk back. The best thing about the future is that it comes one day at a time. I don't like that man. I must get to know him better. Better to remain silent and be thought a fool than to speak out and remove all doubt. Those who deny freedom to others deserve it not for themselves. When I do good, I feel good. When I do bad, I feel bad. That's my religion. I do not think much of a man who is not wiser today than he was yesterday. Be sure you put your feet in the right place, then stand firm. The philosophy of the schoolroom in one generation will be the philosophy of government in the next. You can fool some of the people all of the time, and all of the people some of the time, but you cannot fool all of the people all of the time. In the end, it's not the years in your life that count, it's the life in your years. Give me 6 hours to chop down a tree, and I will spend the first 4 sharpening the axe. I have always found that mercy bears richer fruits than strict justice. You cannot escape the responsibility of tomorrow by evading it today. Those who look for the bad in people will surely find it. I am a firm believer in the people. If given the truth, they can be depended upon to meet any national crisis. The great point is to bring them the real facts. You can have anything you want if you want it badly enough. I do the very best I know how, the very best I can, and I mean to keep doing so until the end. You cannot help people permanently by doing for them what they could and should do for themselves. No man is good enough to govern another man without the other's consent. Things may come to those who wait, but only the things left by those who hustle. To ease another's heartache is to forget one's own. We can complain because rose bushes have thorns, or rejoice because thorns have roses. I do not think much of a man who is not wiser today than he was yesterday. When you reach the end of your rope, tie a knot and hang on. I like to see a man proud of the place in which he lives. I like to see a man live so that his place will be proud of him. Leave nothing for tomorrow which can be done today. I would rather be a little nobody than to be an evil somebody. It is difficult to make a man miserable while he feels worthy of himself and claims kindred to the great God who made him. I never had a policy. I have just tried to do my very best each and every day. The better part of one's life consists of his friendships. If this is coffee, please bring me some tea. But if this is tea, please bring me some coffee. All that I am or hope to be, I owe to my angel mother. Those who write clearly have readers. Those who write obscurely have commentators. Common-looking people are the best in the world. That is the reason the Lord makes so many of them. It has been my experience that folks who have no vices have very few virtues. No man has a good enough memory to be a successful liar. My concern is not whether God is on our side. My greatest concern is to be on God's side. I do not like that man. I must get to know him better. I have a congenital aversion to failure. If slavery is not wrong, nothing is wrong. Stand with anybody that stands right. Stand with him while he is right and part with him when he goes wrong. The ballot is stronger than the bullet. He has a right to criticize, who has a heart to help. You can tell the greatness of a man by what makes him angry. The best way to destroy an enemy is to make him a friend. I remember my mother's prayers, and they have always followed me. They have clung to me all my life. I laugh because I must not cry. That is all. That is all. You have to do your own growing no matter how tall your grandfather was. I will study and get ready, and perhaps my chance will come. The dogmas of the quiet past are inadequate to the stormy present. A house divided against itself cannot stand. Discipline is choosing between what you want now and what you want most. It is not best to swap horses while crossing the river. The best thing about the future is that it comes one day at a time. The people will save their government if the government itself will allow them. You cannot build character and courage by taking away people's initiative and independence. You cannot bring about prosperity by discouraging thrift. With public sentiment, nothing can fail. Without it, nothing can succeed. Let us have faith that right makes might, and in that faith let us to the end dare to do our duty as we understand it. That some achieve great success is proof to all that others can achieve it as well. Don't worry when you are not recognized, but strive to be worthy of recognition. I shall try to correct errors when shown to be errors, and I shall adopt new views so fast as they shall appear to be true views. I care not for a man's religion whose dog and cat are not the better for it. My dream is of a place and a time where America will once again be seen as the last best hope of earth. Let us have faith that right makes might, and in that faith, let us to the end dare to do our duty as we understand it. We can complain because rose bushes have thorns, or rejoice because thorns have roses. I don't know who my grandfather was. I am much more concerned to know what his grandson will be. I have always found that mercy bears richer fruits than strict justice. The probability that we may fail in the struggle ought not to deter us from the support of a cause we believe to be just. Every man's happiness is his own responsibility. I am nothing, but truth is everything. Those who deny freedom to others deserve it not for themselves. I never had a policy. I have just tried to do my very best each and every day. I claim not to have controlled events, but confess plainly that events have controlled me. My great concern is not whether you have failed, but whether you are content with your failure. Public sentiment is everything. With public sentiment, nothing can fail. Without it, nothing can succeed. The best thing about the future is that it comes one day at a time. In this sad world of ours, sorrow comes to all, and it often comes with bitter agony. Determine that the thing can and shall be done, and then we shall find the way. And in the end, it's not the years in your life that count. It's the life in your years. Common-looking people are the best in the world. That is the reason the Lord makes so many of them. It is difficult to make a man miserable while he feels worthy of himself. I am a slow walker, but I never walk back. As I would not be a slave, so I would not be a master. This expresses my idea of democracy. No man is good enough to govern another man without that other's consent. I have always found that mercy bears richer fruits than strict justice. Be sure you put your feet in the right place, then stand firm. A friend is one who has the same enemies as you have. Let no feeling of discouragement prey upon you, and in the end, you are sure to succeed.